The simple fact that we are questioning whether positive discrimination is necessary to achieve equality confirms that there is an inequality between both genders, and therefore an exclusion of one of them. This is the situation of women throughout history. We will defend that through positive discrimination, this balance will turn into this next one. Good morning, Bolerorians, jury, opposing team. My name is Paloma Pardo, and with my team, Katerina Sortuchenko as our second speaker, Callum David Brown as the rebuttal, and Alexander Portela, who will give the conclusion, we will defend that positive gender discrimination is necessary to achieve equality amongst our population. When we talk about equality, we talk of respect and mutual assessment of both sexes. And although there is legal fairness, as dictated by Article 14 of our Constitution, there is no real equality. We support that the best way to guarantee this equality is by favoring the help of the disparate gender, which in most cases would be women. Briefly explaining Article 9.2 of the Spanish Constitution, it states to remove obstacles that impede or hinder equality of individuals or groups. Therefore, as there is currently no equality among individuals, public institutions should promote equality with measures of positive discrimination. In general terms, women have been socially and culturally excluded. In fact, in Spain, we, as women, could not vote until 1933. However, until 1948, the international rights legislation did not recognize women's suffrage. If we consider that our opinion was not relevant less than 100 years ago, it is clear that it has not given time to eradicate male supremacy in society. I am sure that all of you, better said, all of you females, have been victims of comments like, "Shall I help you? Poor girl, it takes everything to move forwards alone," or "If you feel overwhelmed, leave your job." Our team will defend the necessity of positive discrimination to achieve equality through these arguments. Lack of reference at historical level, short-term immediate solution, and the institution determinant true equality. As indicates the Royal Spanish Academy, by the definition of equality, we aspire to achieve accordance among people in their nature, form, quality, and quantity. The objective is to improve the quality of life of underestimated people and compensate them from the prejudices or discrimination they have been victims of. Thanks for your attention.
August 24 of the year 79 before Christ. A whole population slept, thinking that they are outside the danger, while the danger were asleep. But what will happen when the danger wake up? Good morning, everyone. My name is Teya Sanchez, introductor of the group that is totally against that there must be positive discrimination to achieve equality, because this society is already sensitized. But I will not defend this alone. Our group, Virgen del Pasico, is formed by Carolina de Aro as storyteller, José María Fructuoso as debater, and Eduardo Gómez as a conclusion. So let's define the most important term of today's premise. In first place, must be is something that is an obligation for everyone. In second place, positive discrimination, a protection of historically discriminated social group. And in third place, equality, give everyone what they need. But let's establish the context in where we are going to move. The equality concept between men and women in each country is very extensive. It implies cultural, political, and educational factors. The women have won many battles, but all are few. With a positive discrimination, neither they nor anyone can win more battles. Okay, let's talk about our arguments. In first place, we have we are different. Argument, social. And we're going to say that in our world exists different traditions and cultures, so it's not viable to introduce something in common for everybody because we are all different. In the second place, from the top, argument legal. There are different political systems in our world, and actually there are specific laws for each country that are working. And in third place, skill or gender. In this argument, we talk that we leave aside the preparation of people to overcome inequality. So positive discriminations distance us from equality. So we are different from the top and a skill or gender. Ladies and gentlemen, there must be a positive discrimination to achieve equality. The answer is no, because the society is already sensitized. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Kate Saltochenka, and I'm the second speaker. As you know, throughout history, the human being has evolved in such a manner that man has imposed himself by his physical condition, sex above woman, making himself seen as the strong and dominant sex. A man has been the one who has taken the reins of the society, leaving aside woman. Our first argument, lack of feminine references at historical level. An example could be the Salic law, which originated in France in 1317 and later came to Spain. With it, women were excluded from the succession of the throne without being allowed to approach a position of decisive power. For example, in the historical play Henry V, written by William Shakespeare, the character of Archbishop states, "No woman shall succeed in Salic land," meaning that women could inherit the throne. In addition, women have never been allowed to occupy high job positions, which has led a lack of feminine references. As we can see in this image, the most important figures in the history are all men. This caused a fear in women, because the lack of female gender in management positions, in politics, in high spheres, left them without someone to look up to. Which means that the probability of even considering becoming someone influential was minimal. Today, women are still afraid to be the first one to break the glass ceiling, because this lack of references make them feel less valuable. Our second argument, family and business institutions determine true equality. In Spain, it is clearly stated in the Article 14 of the Constitution of Spain that all Spanish people are equal in front of the law, without any discrimination based on race, sex. However, reality is dictated by institutions. As we can see in these two graphs, currently the active population mainly consists of men. Perhaps this is due to the fact that hiring a woman is a problem, because she could become pregnant, this implying an additional expense for the company that will need a substitute to do her job. To achieve an equality in the number of workers in each company, we defend a necessity of positive discrimination to the least prevalent gender. This does not imply that gender is better or worse, but only seeks to increase the diversity of men and women in different ambits. Finally, with our third argument, we defend positive discrimination in the short term. We're in front of a generational change. It is necessary to take measures of positive discrimination because the problem is in the generations that are a part of a current active population that have not been educated in equality, causing a wage inequality. As we can see in this graph, men earned an average 3 euros more per hour in the European Union than women. Moreover, it represents the fact that men and women can work at the same job and yet still get paid less. For this reason, we defend that a positive gender discrimination is necessary to push women, to raise them, to motivate them, and to transmit to them the necessary strength to get to those high positions, that believes in women to achieve equality with men, to carry the same weight on each side of the balance, and by this way get highly valued and respected. Thank you.
Good morning, jury, public assistant, other team. My name is Carolina de Aro and I will be the storyteller of the team with stands totally against of having positive discrimination in our society because society is already sensitized. We will demonstrate this with our three arguments. First of all, we are different, of a social nature, with which our team states that it's not be able to impose something common for everyone because we are not all equal. Herbert Spencer, in his study of the National University of Quilmes, says about the theory of evolution on page 3 that society is like a social organism that has the same functions and structures as living beings. Therefore, in a world full of different cultures, ethnic groups and traditions, we cannot impose something because we are not all equal, as we said before. Instead, each society must evolve naturally as is explained by the theory of evolution. So, as Spencer says, society doesn't stop evolving constantly like living beings. If a species is affected by a disease, it evolves to eradicate it. Society evolves to eradicate it, so we don't need a positive discrimination to achieve to that equality. So, society goes through the same. The problem of inequalities is a reality of society that itself that we will end up solving. Therefore, it is not necessary, as the opposing team proposed, to bet on positive discrimination since society is already sensitized. This process is benefiting thanks to the action of people who travel to those parts of the world to accelerate the evolutionary process, infecting the society with a modern culture, to fight for that dream equality that we all want. As an example, Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey, which brings us to our second argument of a legal nature that is called from the top, with which our team affirms that it is not necessary to implement a common law to achieve that equality because the political systems are different in all the countries. Instead, there are already countries that have implemented a law according to their needs to get closer to equality. For example, the Organic Law of 2007 for effective equality of men and women in Spain, drafted by head of state. Or, if we want more, we have the legislation with gender equity in the state of gender in 2005 by the state of Mexico. Finally, we have Iceland with the gender equality law to eradicate the wage gap, and that has had results, written by the Center of International Studies in 2018. So these laws are being effective. So why do we need positive discrimination to achieve equality if society is already sensitized? If these laws are paying off, why should we change them? From here we go to our last argument. Skills or gender? Of a labor nature, with which our team affirms that we are going to change the ability to choose due to the gender of the people, since all in jobs or inequality proposed by the opposing team, these thoughts are not professionalism. This will lead to a step back, because professionalism will be harmed and without possibilities. For example, in politics, who will force Putin, Donald Trump or Pedro Sánchez to abandon the jobs for a woman that maybe is not qualified as them? So this is not really necessary, because labor inequalities are being reduced according to the FEDEA study of 2018, which states, and I quote, that the wage gap has decreased to 33% in the last 16 years. So remember, our team has 3 arguments. First of all, we are different. Second, from the top, and by last, skills of gender. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we don't need positive discrimination because society is already sensitized. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, my name is Castelar Brown and I am the third speaker of my team in favour of the use of positive discrimination to achieve gender equality. So, first of all, I would like to give a reference to what your team said about people like Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and that they wouldn't want a female successor to take their place. But in the last elections, Donald Trump almost lost, and he won by a mere amount of votes. And also, it's not up to them, it's up to the people in most countries. Obviously some, like North Korea, it's not their choice, but in America, they vote. It's their choice to choose who is president, whether it be male or female. And you talk about evolution, so why can't we evolve to an equality using the positive discrimination to make it much quicker, as if we implement a positive discrimination in different politics in different countries, it will join us all together, if anything, more than we are now. And also the political systems, they don't affect the positive discrimination. And I would like for you to tell us, how does this prevent our positive discrimination? Also, in Article 57 of the Spanish Constitution, the Spanish crown is inherited by the successor of S.M. Don Juan Carlos I of Bourbon, legitimate inheritor of a historical dynasty. Now, by law, the oldest son is the one who inherits the throne. Yet, if the oldest child is a female, she does not inherit the throne. It is the youngest male child. If we use a positive discrimination, we can change this in an instant. And it means that not only is it the oldest child, the oldest son is the oldest child. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is José María and today I'm going to review the case line of the other team. First of all, they talk us about history. Okay, 100 years ago, women in Spain cannot vote, but now women vote, and it's but it's not thanks to positive discrimination. Now women votes and there's no positive discrimination in Spain, so that is not the solution. In Iceland, witchcraft is completely out. So why in other countries we cannot do the same as Iceland? It's easy. So then they talk about Article 14 of the Constitution, and they talk about equality. Discrimination is completely opposite to equality. So if we want to achieve equality, we cannot use positive discrimination. Then you talk about the presidents and Putin. Then so in some countries candidates are going to be women, and in other countries are going to be men, because we have to get and we have to achieve equality. That is not we cannot think of that. We said that it's better that all the people have the same opportunities, and that is equality for us. So I'm going to ask you, what type of positive discrimination are you going to put as a solution? And how about non-developed countries? What are you going to do with them? I want an answer about that. So we defend that positive discrimination is not the solution, because society is already sensitized, and we trust in human, and we know that human and society is going to evolve and is going to eradicate those problems of gender inequality. Thank you very much.
So you talk about undeveloped countries, but if we give an example, Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan, these are undeveloped countries that suffer from, nowadays Syria, from great war problems due to religion, due to religion in most cases. So I think personally that these countries need to deal with other problems that actually affect them, not just as a country but physically, with all the war that happens there. I think they need to get over this phase and they need to achieve a time of peace. Then they can start working on whether women are allowed to show enough skin or whether women are allowed to go to work. But there are more important things that put everyone's lives at risk, not just women, right now happening in those countries. And obviously back then, when women couldn't vote, and now they can in Spain, positive discrimination was not even an option. There was nothing talked about positive discrimination. It was just, you did it this way and that was it. But now we have the chance to use positive discrimination to make these changes happen at the click of a finger. And now I want to move on to an example of unfairness between both genders. I'll give the jury one call. So, in 1962, James Watson, then at Harvard University, and Cambridge University's Francis Crick, two very intellectual and respected men, may I add, won a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine for their discoveries concerning the molecular structure of nucleic acids and its significance for information transfer in living material. But they did not take the original photographs. It was a woman. It was Rosalind Franklin. Unfortunately, at age 37, she died. And she did not even get to live long enough to be accepted for the Nobel Prize. But then, if we use a positive discrimination where women can have a voice and say what is theirs, then we don't need these type of problems and we don't need so much time. Thank you.
So, good morning again. The answer of the other team is abandon all those countries, so they don't think in everyone. We think in every country in our world because equality is for all and not for a little part of our country. So, what are we going to do? We are going to help those countries to evolve to another culture, a new culture, a modern culture that will solve all the problems that are happen in these countries, non-developed countries now. So we have a solution for everyone, and you have a solution for a little. I think equality is for everyone. Okay, I have a question for you. If, for example, wage growth is solved in some countries, but also in Spain have decreased at 33%. In 16 years, we have to change and we have to put a positive discrimination if the situation is getting better. The answer is completely no. If we are getting better, why have we to put something that we don't know if it's going to get better or it's going to decrease that situation? We defend that equality is for all, and we cannot put everything the same in all the countries in our world. So we have to create a different solution for each country, depending on the situation of these countries. So also we defend that it's better chosen by the skill of a person than for the gender of a person. So if positive discrimination discriminates the people that is professional and have the capacity to work better than the other person of the gender, we have to put something that is decreasing or is is not favoring the evolution of the humanity. Thank you very much.
So, to finalize, our positive discrimination is for everyone, but we'd much rather choose to solve our problems so we can help others with more important problems and get to an understanding. Obviously, as you say, we're not all equal. We can't all change at the exact same time. And we have laws that say that we are equal. True. But it's not in our traditions. Positive discrimination can change us, and it's the fastest way to do it. Sure, you can evolve and you can teach and you can do all these things, but it's not instant. Positive discrimination is instant if you change the laws and you make them work. And obviously, we want to help every single person. It's not if you're man or if you're a man or a woman. It's if you are a person, and we as people should be helping each other, no matter race, gender, sexuality, anything. Thank you very much.
The world is full of different cultures. It's like the lots of colors that we have: orange, purple, blue, green, yellow. We have to put a solution for each one, not a common solution. That is what the other team is saying. So they said that we are going to put laws in all the countries that are not developed. We are going to stop the problems that they have, and we are going to lose all the tradition and all the cultures. That is the solution of the other team. We think that is not the solution. We are going to create specific laws depending on the problems of each country. So we are going to achieve equality, and we are not going to lose all the tradition and all the culture of these countries. So we defend that by our three arguments. We are different from the top and the skill of gender. Thank you very much.
August 24 of the year 79, Pompey slept in camp without knowing the danger that lurked, until a rumble broke all the silence. Yeah, the volcano killed all the population in that city. That is what is going to happen if we introduce in the society the positive discrimination. We are going to eliminate all the cultures and all the traditions that we have in this world. Hello everybody, my name is Eduardo Gomez, and I'm the conclusion of the team that is against that there must be a positive discrimination to achieve the equality, because the society is already sensitized. Before I speak about the content of this debate, I want to say thank you to the other team, to the jury, and obviously to this amazing public. Now I want to talk a little bit about the argumental line of the other team. In first case, the first argument, lack of feminist history. But as we said, we are in a world that we are advancing, and now the woman can also vote. So, for example, countries like United States, Spain, Germany. So if we're evolving, why we need to stop with this evolution? And that's how we refute the first argument. The second argument, short term, as we said, the discrimination is completely opposite of the equality. So that's something that is not fine. And I want to repeat our argumental line in this debate. First of all, we are different. An argument, a social argument. In our exist different traditions and cultures, as we said. So we cannot introduce the same something in common for everybody, because we are not the same. Our second argument from the top, a legal argument. These are different political systems in this world, such as we said, for example, in Korea, United States, and Spain. So if the situation is getting better with our evolution, why we need to stop this evolution with like a wall? Our third argument, skills or gender. In this argument, we talk that we will live aside the preparation of the people to overcome inequality with so positive discrimination distance of us from equality. So in this debate, we don't think that there might be a positive discrimination, because the society is already sensitized. We defend that with three arguments. Our first argument, we are different. Second one, from the top. And third one, skills or gender. Thank you very much.
History, society, power. Good afternoon, my name is Alexander Portela and I am the last speaker. The minority's destiny is dictated by those in power. There are laws that are supposed to guarantee gender equality. However, companies do whatever they want, without being sanctioned. This has to be modified. As we explained earlier, we will not be able to achieve real equality unless positive discrimination is applied in areas where it is precise. We clearly stated that positive discrimination is an immediate solution that can be applied at any given moment, and we have provided the jury and the opposing team with evidence that demonstrated that women had a lack of references at historical level, which made them feel less valuable, and we want a society without male supremacy. The opposite team asked us what will happen to undeveloped countries. We explained them that undeveloped countries have even worse problems than gender discrimination, than gender equality. Later, we told them that we want to modify traditions, not take them away. Finally, they told that equality is available for everyone. Unfortunately, it isn't like this. In some undeveloped countries, it isn't like this. We don't stop evolution, we make it faster. This has been men throughout history. They had a lot of power. They had many historical references and the male supremacy. If we apply gender discrimination, we will be able to achieve gender equality. Thank you very much.